Hello, my name is Zach Bowles. I am the co-founder and co-creator of Gay Man Thriving. Thank you for joining me. I'm super excited to share with you what I learned to be able to personally attract the man of my dreams without checking any of his boxes, without being his physical type, without being what he thought he was looking for in a partner. Trust me, I had none of those things going for me. But I had learned something very special and very unique that I've actually been able to help translate and teach other gay men how to embody to also successfully attract men that they would love to be with. Now, guys, this is all going to be much more than what meets the eye. And in fact, what attracted Andrew to me had nothing to do with how I look. Because again, I am not tall, I was not muscular, I was not in the best shape. And he thought he was looking for someone tall, dark, buff, and handsome. Not only did I not meet his physical ideals, I also did not have a successful job. I did not have financial stability. I did not have a lot going for me. And on top of that, I'm HIV positive and was just getting out of living in a sober home. So lots of lack of stability as well. So guys, I had all the strikes against me. But so much that I had done within myself to embody confidence and embody the vibrations energetically that drew Andrew to me like a magnet, that in fact made it so that he could not stay away. In fact, Andrew heavily pursued me despite not being his type, despite not having the checks that he thought he was looking for checked off. So in this training, I'm going to teach you what is possible when you stop letting perceived limitations and doubts get in your way and you learn how to embody something we like to call energetic attraction, which is by far the most potent and powerful force that can help you be who you want to date and be the man that men that you want to date want to seek out and pursue as well, just as I personally was able to do for myself. So, what it really comes down to, and what you're going to learn in this short training, is that sure, physical attraction is a thing, and it's what might make people initially swipe left or right on the dating apps. But what creates real meaningful connection goes so much deeper than what we see on the surface. What makes real, deep, and meaningful connections is how we feel when we're with one another. And this is something no amount of, personal shoppers or plastic surgery or weight loss or any of those things can help you accomplish. This all comes from within. And so, and it can be easier said than done, but we've created a foolproof process that's helped hundreds of gay men all over the world learn what I learned and who are now experiencing so much joy and fulfillment and love more so than they ever have before. So, the first step in learning to embody energetic attraction is recognizing your fears and doubts and limitations and doing some deep work to learn how to release them. Because when we walk into a room and we're doubting ourselves, if we're feeling insecure, if we're worrying about what other people are thinking, and if we have negative judgments about ourselves, we're going to be projecting those judgments onto other people and worried that other people will see us in the worst ways that we see ourselves. And this is a recipe for disaster. I don't care what you look like physically. If you're carrying this energy of doubt and fear and self-judgment into any situation, this is not something that you can successfully hide. This is not something you can successfully shield yourself or block other people from seeing, or more specifically, feeling and experiencing. Because we're energetic beings in an energetic world. And when your energy is in a low vibration, people will feel it. People will pick up on it. They might not know how to pinpoint exactly what about you is repelling, but your doubts, your insecurities, your fears that you carry with you everywhere you go is in fact extremely repelling, and something that I struggled with a lot deep down in my past, things that I learned how to overcome. But once you learn how to let go of the power that you're giving to these fears and doubts and insecurities, once you learn how to address and release the power that you give to these thoughts, to these beliefs, these negative self-judgments, the more free you are to actually be present, the more free you are and available you are energetically to actually make connections with people. Otherwise, you're just putting on a show. And I don't care how great of an actor you believe you are. Like I said before, people can feel this repelling energy, and it will push people away. It will cause you to act in ways that will make you get in your head and overthink and worry. And when you're busy doing that, think about all the brain power that is sucking up from your ability to actually be present and make a connection. So what we've helped so many gay men do, what I was able to do on my own with years and years of trial and error, which we've actually created into a really specific process, is helping men release the power that they give to those thoughts, so it frees them up to focus more on connecting with the other individual. It frees them to focus more on what they value and appreciate about themselves. Now, there's no snap of the fingers that can just create an instant shift, but there are very powerful processes that you can go through that can and will help you overcome those negative energy blocks, as we like to call them. And that's the first step. That's the first phase. So what happens when you're able to release the negative energy blocks? When you're able to release the power that you're giving to these fears and doubts and insecurities? Just like I said, you're able to show up presently in the moment. You're able to connect effortlessly with those around you. And you're able to start building momentum in a different direction. Instead of the downward spiral, the dumpster fire energy of doubt and despair and hopelessness and pretending, you're able to start moving in a different direction, which brings us into step 2, which is learning how to build unshakable confidence. Now, you cannot really accomplish step 2 until you've got an even playing field, until you're in a neutral place with the fears have been addressed and released. Otherwise, they're going to keep coming back to haunt you and bite you in the ass at the most inopportune moments. They're going to be waiting for you to feel nervous or insecure or overwhelmed or intimidated. They're going to be waiting for you to feel rejected or judged, to really start eating away at the confidence that you might have begun to build. And so it's not sustainable until step 1 has been thoroughly explored and embodied and worked on. But step 2 is where you start to really begin finding what you love and appreciate about yourself. You see, even as an HIV positive addict in recovery, without very much going for me financially, I had learned to engage in activities that really started helping me build my confidence. I really started, once I released all those doubts and fears and insecurities, I really learned what it is that I could do and how I could really begin changing my thought process to support me and believing in myself and loving who I am, despite all of those things that had, on paper been working against me. And that's what allowed me to show up as the charismatic, confident man that my now husband, Andrew, met all those years ago. And what allowed him to look at me in a different way. What allowed him to open himself up to connecting with me, because my energy was so alluring, because I was very confident, because I did believe in myself, and I knew my worth and my value was very high. And that is a sign of a man with high energetic attraction. He knows his value. He knows his worth. He believes in himself, and he believes in his ability to being equal with other people. He gives himself permission to connect effortlessly with others. He gives himself permission to introduce himself, to talk to people, to explore the world with a beautiful curiosity without judgment. This is the power of energetic attraction that goes so much further than what somebody looks like. I believe we've all met those people who are really, really physically attractive. They, would be, the social media people that, everyone would want to look like, but that are really lacking in personality, that are really lacking in confidence. This really goes to show that it's not about how you look. Yes, again, that might get a swipe left or right. That might get a swipe right on the dating app. But if that appearance isn't backed up with confidence, which is so much more powerful and, to be honest, so much more attractive, then we're not going to want to spend a lot of time with that person. But when you learn how to explore who you are as an individual, as the only version of you that has ever existed on this planet, and you really learn how to step into that and lean into that and embrace it, you're going to start trusting yourself more and feel more free and safe to explore the world with that curiosity and showing people who you truly are. Authenticity is a core ingredient to connection, along with vulnerability. Two things that require a lot of courage and can actually become quite effortless when you really learn how to believe in yourself, when you really learn how to trust in yourself. And recognizing not everybody is going to pick up what you're putting down, but that's okay, because other people's judgments aren't a reflection of you. It's a reflection of their own judgments, and everybody has them. But when you let go of trying to please other people and worrying about what other people think, once you've worked through that first step, you're able to show up with trust and confidence and faith in yourself. And know that when you show people who you truly are, if they're vibing with who you are, they're going to pick up what you're putting down, and you're going to make such amazing connections. And that's the second step. And that's something that we've so successfully helped so many gay men do. And it's such a beautiful thing when men who, once really didn't have the social lives, or once didn't have the active dating lives or relationships that they've desired, learning these skills and seeing what's possible, men of every age, men of all shapes and sizes, helping them to learn to believe in themselves and trust in themselves and show people who they are, has allowed them to make such deep and meaningful connections that is literally changing their world, that is literally changing their lives. And so many of these men are now in long-term relationships with the men of their dreams. Many of them are married today. And if you would have asked them a few years ago if they thought that was possible, they would have looked you in the eyes and told you no way. But anything is possible. Energy is a beautiful thing, and when we learn how to master it and we learn how to navigate it, life becomes so exciting and so fun, and it really starts to become effortless. Once we've mastered these first two steps, step one, releasing fear, releasing those negative energy blocks, releasing the power that we give to those doubts and insecurities and self-judgments, negative self-judgments, and learn how to replace that with step two, which is confidence and trust and faith in ourselves. That's where the magic begins. And that's where step three comes into play. That's where we learn how to build deep and meaningful connections. That's where we learn how to build and increase intimacy with ourselves and with other people. And this is a very beautiful process, and it really completes the system. And all three of these components are going to be working together if you choose to do this work on a deeper level and learn how to master these skills. Because when we're building intimacy with ourselves, it's required for us to have trust and confidence. It's required for us to be not listening to those voices of our inner critic, of our gremlin, of the voices of doubt, of the voices of insecurity, but learning how to build effective communication with other people. Learning how to be present and in the moment is a key component of this. Because when we're worried about the past, as defining us, when we're worried about what's going to happen, if we try to go on husband interviews, we're going to really shoot ourselves in the foot, and we're not going to be able to make those deep and meaningful connections. But for us to make deep and meaningful connections with other people, it requires us to have a deep, intimate connection with ourselves. Love of self is required. And that's a beautiful thing we explore in the third pillar of energetic attraction, and a beautiful thing to learn how to master. Now, you might be thinking, well, Zach, you're 40 years old. You don't look that bad. What is it that you're actually teaching? And what we're doing is really groundbreaking. It's core energy work. It's manifesting the lives of our dreams. It's really taking control of our life experience and deciding from an energy of knowing, of trusting that we are going to have what we want. And it's going to require you to do things that you've never done before. It's going to require you to think in ways that are challenging at times. It's going to require you to look at things that are very uncomfortable to face and name, so that you can learn to acknowledge and release them. And this work is not for the faint of heart. This work is not for everybody, but this work is for you if you are tired of settling for good enough. If you're tired of waiting around for someone to show you attention or affection so that you can be in a relationship or give them an opportunity to get to know you. If you're waiting around on the sidelines and you're tired of that, this work is for you if you're ready to change the game and really do something about learning how to get what you want and create the energy of exploring with curiosity what you most desire. And that's what is available to you, is the ability to release fear, build confidence, and learn how to build deep and meaningful connections. This is a process that's not only worked for me in building my dream relationship with my incredible husband, Andrew, who is 8 years younger than me, who had a lot going for him financially and physically, where I didn't. But we became such a great energetic match. And I am one of hundreds, if not thousands, of people who have gone through this process that have transformed. And not only did I transform energetically, but the more that I have come to love and value and appreciate myself, the more that I've begun changing on the outside as well. The more that I've begun exploring opportunities and possibilities to continue evolving and blooming and blossoming as a human being. And today I feel much more physically attractive than I ever have before. I take better care of my body. I have a better health and fitness and diet and exercise regimen that's sustainable because it's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of nourishment. And hundreds of men all over the world that have gone through this process are experiencing the same thing with the delights and joys of this world once they've learned how to get out of their own way and really start making life fun. And that's what's available to you. If this is resonating with you, if this has piqued your curiosity, first off, I hope this is helpful in you understanding that anything is possible, that an HIV positive, broke, financially unstable, short, scrawny guy like me could attract a incredibly buff, successful, beautiful younger man that has the most amazing personality in the world. That's something that I was able to do. We did not seem like we would have been a good match on paper. And like I said before, Andrew would have probably swiped left if he would have first met me on a dating app. But because of the work that I did on myself, because of what I learned how to do, because of the confidence that I built, because of the way that I expressed myself and shared myself so freely and openly with him when we met, he could not stay away from me. He was so attracted to me. Does this mean that this would work on every single person out there? No. But it helped me meet my husband. It helped me connect with my husband. It helped me fall in love with my husband, and it helped him fall in love with me. It helped him see past the physical limitations that I was experiencing at the time, and it helped him fall in love with me for exactly who I am. So no matter how I age or what happens to my physical body, our connection is so much deeper, and our love is here to stay. And that's something that I want to teach you how to have for yourself. And that's something that we've created in a very proven process that's worked for hundreds of gay men all over the world. So what you get to do next is really soak this up, really decide, what is it that you truly desire? What do you want in life? Are you happy with what you've got? And I hope that you are, because gratitude is a beautiful energy. We should all be appreciative of what we have and where we are in life. But there's always more available to us. There's always more available to you if you're willing to do what it takes. If you're open to stepping outside of the box, stepping outside of your comfort zone. If you're open to challenging yourself, to thinking new ways, to doing things you've never done before. This is what hundreds of brave men all over the world have already done before you, and this is what's available to you if you choose to reach out and claim the life that you've always wanted. If you're tired of feeling lonely, if you're tired of not knowing what's going wrong on first and second dates, if you're tired of not getting first and second dates, there's a lot of stagnation energetically that's blocking you from taking those steps necessary. And we've created a step-by-step proven process to help you do exactly that, which is get out of your own way, learn how to release the fears and blocks that are keeping you safe, keeping you perceived to be safe, but stuck. Learning how to let down your guard and put the walls down that are keeping you from getting hurt, but also keeping you from experiencing everything you truly desire. And replacing all of that with confidence in yourself, with trust in yourself, with the ability to know that you are worthy of love and that you're going to have it when you step out of your comfort zone, when you begin meeting people, introducing yourself to people, doing things that you've never done before, or doing things that you have been doing with an authentic, confident energy. And then learning how to build those deep and meaningful connections, building intimacy with yourself and other people. This is an incredible process, and I'm really excited to help you explore that. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I look forward to connecting more with you and helping you create the life that you've always wanted, just as I've been able to do for myself and so many men before you. Bye for now.